Hello and welcome back to another video. I thought today I wanted to do something a bit different and I wanted to kind of do sort of like a Q&A video. Pretty much on a weekly basis I get asked a lot of the same questions because apparently people find it fascinating that I'm of sound mind and I have 10 children. I thought what I would do is this video where I actually answer some of the most commonly asked questions that I get. And then it'll kind of be like a get to know you video, that if people are wondering who the heck is this person, they can come to this video and have a bit of a better idea of who I am. I hope that you can see that I'm really just a regular person who happens to have 10 children. So take off your visor of she's superhuman and realize that I am just a regular person that happens to have 10 children. But like I said, that seems to sort of blow people's minds a lot. So then they just start spewing forth various questions that they have, which are fair enough. Like, if you don't know something, ask a question. So the first question that I get asked the absolute most is, did you always plan to have a large family? And the answer is, when my husband and I were first dating and we spoke about, do you want to have children one day? We both said, 6 kids sounds pretty good. And now we have 10 children. So it wasn't really, I don't really get that concept of, did you plan to have this many children? Because sometimes you can't read people. Are they being super negative? Like, you know, you get the comments about, do you know what causes that? And do you have a TV? And all the rest of it. But the short answer is, my husband and I both wanted to have a large family. And we now have 10 children. So there you go. The next very common question that we get asked heaps is, any twins? It's kind of like maybe if I said I had 3 sets of twins and a couple of singles, that it would be like, oh, phew. But I say no, all single births. And they're like, oh. So it's very amazing to me how people react to the fact that I have had 10 single births and I have 10 kids. So no twins in the family. Yeah, we just got them one at a time. So that will lead me on to the next most common statement I hear. I don't know how you do it all. How do you manage? How do you do it? And I start by saying to the person, I had a kid one at a time. I didn't suddenly arrive at 10 children. I once only had 1 child, and then I had 2, 3, 4, and then I had 10 children. So obviously the person I am today is different from the person that I was before I had children and when I even had my first few children. You probably know there's a few questions that I get asked that really just get the whole keep walking and smile and just leave. One of those questions to me that I really don't like is, any more? I don't know what it is. It's maybe because I'm not the kind of person who will ask that question. And maybe it's because I was asked that question so many times and I'm still asked that question like all the time, that's not really a question. Like, I think by the time we had 5 kids and people were like asking a lot, I kind of was just, like,
just smile and wave, boys.
It's very much I don't have to be mean to them or anything. I can just smile and choose to not answer some questions. And don't forget the really awkward question of, same father? Like, not really a good question to be asking a person in front of the actual children that are concerned. But yes, all of our children belong to me, Catherine, and the very handsome and wonderful Benjamin. And yeah, 2 people and we have 10 kids. How old were you when you had your first child? I was, I think, 23. I'm pretty sure I was 23. But if I'm wrong, I'll correct it on the bottom of the screen. But yeah, so 23 when I had my first. And I can tell you now, like, I'm looking at myself. I don't feel like I look that fresh and young, but as I've gotten older especially, it seems to be a really popular question for people to ask me how old I am now. How old are you now? Right now, today, it isn't my birthday, but today I'm 41. So I'm 41 years old. My oldest child is nearly 17, and I was 39 when I had James, which is the baby in the family. How old is your husband? I get asked a lot, and my lovely husband is also 41, so there's about 7 months between us. He's 7 months older, and yeah, we're both 41. I get a lot of questions people ask me about homeschooling, like, did you always want to homeschool? And I guess the really honest answer to that is, as my first approached to be school age, I knew I didn't want to send him to school. So that means we homeschool, and we've always homeschooled. And the other big question, do you plan to go the whole way? Yes, we do plan to go the whole way. Back when I was a lot more insecure and I had heaps of people asking me so many what I believe now to be really invasive questions, I wasn't so confident with saying, yes, we plan to go the whole way, and that's the plan. So I used to say things like, we'll take it year by year and we'll see how we go. But particularly in the last few years, our decision to homeschool, we have never regretted, ever. And the last 2 years solidified that even more, that it's more ideal for our family, for our children to be homeschooled. When people hear that I have 10 children, they tend to really freak out about, like, do the kids sleep through the night? Do you have to get up lots in the night to attend to children? Do you ever get time out? And I probably could do like a whole separate video on this, but basically from very young ages, our children have slept through the night. I don't get up during the night to attend to them, and I pretty much don't see any child at all awake before 7 a.m., which is really great. I do try to get up at 5:30, but I've learned more and more to give myself a bit of a break, and sometimes if I really feel like I need to sleep until 7, I will sleep until 7, and I will not give in to the guilt. But I'll tell you, if I manage to get up at 5:30, it's a blissful few hours of just having a quiet breakfast and a really relaxing coffee. There is the incentive there. So obviously, the earlier I get up, the more like free time I have, and the more ready I am to greet my hordes of children as they come out of their rooms. Why are your children so well behaved? From a lot of hard work from my husband and I, we've worked very hard to raise respectful, well-behaved children, and a huge bonus of having my husband be a shift worker for pretty much their entire lives is we're not super noisy people. We can create a lot of noise, but we also tend to know how to be quiet. So our house isn't crazy and things aren't upturned and all over the place. So our kids are very well behaved because my husband and I have raised them and taught them to be well behaved. And they are truly wonderful children. I'm often complimented by their behavior, but they're real kids. Like, they do have times where they don't behave. So I said before, I'm not superhuman, my children are not superhuman, but we do the best we can. How do you keep your house organized? I keep the house organized by having a home for everything, for having routines and boundaries and very simple ways of keeping things organized. So having less things and having the things that we will use and enjoy, and also having a dedicated time of the day where we reset the house and the house is entirely cleaned at the end of every day builds up these good habits of having an organized and tidy home. Are you super patient? That question used to make me laugh a lot because I used to have so much anxiety and worry, and I worried about what everybody else thought did, that I probably was way less patient than I could have been. But having children is really good at refining you. So I'd say now, maybe I'm fairly patient, or I don't really worry about a lot of the stuff I used to worry about, because I just realized 99% of the things we worry about in the end don't even matter. So maybe, I don't know, I'm happy, life's good, and my kids don't like run away screaming when I enter the room. So yeah, I don't know. I could always be more patient, as I'm sure you could be too. It's big work in progress, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't answer that question about myself, and someone else should answer that about me. And the last question that I actually get asked a lot is, do you come from a big family, and does your husband come from a big family? So I am the middle child of 3, and my husband is the youngest child of 5. And then we are the ones with the mega family. We've brought the numbers up again, and we've contributed our bit to society. So yeah, I don't know if there's any other questions that people might have that they want to ask me. Feel free to ask them, and I'll either answer them or I won't answer them. But either way, it'd be great to hear what some of you think. If you like this style of video, if you want to know more about me or my husband or my children, just let me know. Just tell me. So there you go. That's me answering some of the very common questions that I get asked, mostly because I have 10 children. It just really blows people's minds. How do you stay sane, and how do you keep a sense of humor, and does your husband help? And all these kind of questions really seem to fascinate people. But when you're the person living the life, I guess I don't really think about those kind of things. So there you go. I probably should have said like the YouTube thing where people say, like, grab yourself a cup of coffee and fold washing while you're listening to me, but I didn't say that. So either way, that's it for today. I will see you in the next video. I am working on videos that I had recorded before now. I'm working on editing them and getting them up, and I might like put in the description box whenever the video is like an older video, but it's just me trying to share my life and the different ways that we do things, and hopefully to offer encouragement along the way. That's the plan anyhow. So I'll see you soon, and have a great day. Bye guys.
As a kid, I used to live out by a lake, with lightning bolts collecting sticks and secret handshakes.